Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Americans, season 5, episode 5, Lotus 1, 2, 3. A name I have not heard in a long time. I was when I saw it in the TiVo, I thought, oh, is this like a sexual position? It's like, oh yeah, no, Lotus. I remember now.
Lotus was the killer app for Microsoft. It like made the IBM PC an actual viable computer.
I had completely forgotten about that. The bits, we always talk about this, like what's the 80s bit they're gonna put in. For me, this episode, it was all about the styrofoam McDonald's containers,
the Big Mac container,
and you would put the fries in the lid. You know, that was a thing when we didn't care about the Earth. So I guess we'll have them back at any moment. Anyway, so this episode, interesting stuff in that I think we really haven't seen Philip and Elizabeth dealing with the notion of killing the wrong person.
Right. This was new, and Philip reacted the exact way I hoped and expected him to.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know, they are killing machines. Like it's the job, they do it, they don't relish it, but they know that it's a thing they have to do. But the idea of doing it to somebody who was innocent and was not part of their world of shit, you know.
And Philip was so passionate about this. Like he's been teetering on the edge of like, I don't know if we're doing the right thing, but no, if they're hurting innocent Russians, innocent people, then no, I'm gonna go all out. And he's like, wait, all of this was for nothing?
Yeah.
And then like, why are we being set even down this course? Who gave us wrong intel? Why did we do this? And then the big revelation of Philip's file. And it's starting to play. I'm starting to see the long end game here.
Yeah.
I see where this is going.
And of course it does beg the question now, why does Angry Dissident work for the Department of Agriculture if he's not working on this thing?
Yeah.
You know? Like what is going on there, or is it just is it innocent and it just seems shady? You know?
It could just be one of those like, we got it wrong, we got it completely wrong. Because you know, as even Stan said in the office to his own boss, you know, they seem to be chasing their own tails, light a little fire, and that's all they obsess with.
Right.
The Russians do the same. And it's like one little thing.
And they could, of course, now they can't abandon those guys because now the wife is going to be doing translating work for CIA agents. So they're like, oh goody.
Yeah, but it's going to be a huge conflict for them.
Totally, yes. And then Henry,
little gifted Henry.
I know. Well, you know, what parent thinks when they get the call they have to have a meeting with the math teacher that it's going to go well? You know, that's always a surprise.
Math.
But you know, but Henry's right. Like they don't give it the weight that they do to stuff that Paige does, and they are basically admitting, oh yeah, we weren't paying attention to you at all, and so we just assumed that you were not good in school because you're always playing video games. So I like the fan theory that like Henry's being recruited all along because they wouldn't notice.
They wouldn't. Oh, poor Henry. At least he's relevant again.
I know. I'm always excited when he gets dialogue. It's like, oh good, you're still there.
He's really grown into himself.
Yeah. The Paige Matthew thing. Is Matthew, is that the kid's name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like she's having to sort of.
How adult of her, by the way. Like that whole like scene, like, I don't know if I'm capable of loving anyone. I think this is my life. I'm like, honey, this is like a problem I at 36 have, not.
But that's such a 17-year-old thing, though. True. You know, it's like for example, you know, I know a lot of gay people who, when they first start kind of figuring that out about themselves, they're like, well, I'm just never going to have sex then.
Well, yeah, that's true. But you know, I guess it could even be an illusion for that being a spy child. I mean, that's heavy. Like that is something I did not have to deal with at 17 years old. I just had to deal with, you know, where am I going to go to college? And well, actually, by the way, I hate outing but he's very open about it. My love of my life when I was 16 left me because he realized he was gay. We're best friends now. But that was like my biggest thing. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? But then coming to terms with it, you know. But
I mean, it's a totally, I totally buy it from her that she feels that way in this moment. But let's not, you know, put a lot of stock in it.
That poor kid. I don't know. I just feel bad for Paige. It's rough. Like she's so conflicted. She wants to do right by her parents, but she was born into America. She doesn't understand what they're fighting for. There's a huge cognitive dissonance there, and it's hard. And I feel there's so much more story of her to be told.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, she, you know, I think when you compare her to the daughter on Homeland, who I think they didn't always necessarily know how to make her interesting and how to make her part of the plot. Paige, I think from the get-go here has been just sort of whether from not knowing what's going on, but suspecting what is the deal with my parents? Are they getting divorced? You know, they continue to really weave her into this and make her a vital part of the story because you know it's one thing to be like deadly Russian super spies, but when you're deadly Russian super spies with kids, that's a whole other thing.
Well, on that, I mean, not to jump to the end, but that whole last scene with Philip, the whole I just don't know. It's not necessarily just about the mission, it's about them.
Sure.
I mean, that was the first real break that I'm like, they're not gonna last.
I don't know. I think they're going to last together. It's about how much I think it's their commitment to the mission, frankly. You know, and how I think I think over the course of the show we've seen them kind of drift apart and drift back together. And I think they're now a team. Yeah. And they're either a team that stays on the job or they're a team that tries to get out.
They're going to have to, or accept the fact that maybe Philip just needs to not be part of the mission. He needs to let himself let go.
Maybe. Because he's still going to Est, very significantly, I think, dealing with the stuff in his past and what the hell were they eating in that flashback?
I don't know.
Were those potatoes? Was that bread?
Sure, almost was it moldy meat? I'm assuming it was. I don't know.
It was terrifying, whatever it was, but I couldn't place it. And look, any episode where there is a lengthy scene of Margot Martindale and Frank Langella talking in a car, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Also, okay, Stan's honey pot.
Okay, yeah. She is looking super suspicious
now. Okay, like that whole this is how a honey trap starts, guys. I've seen this in Archer. Just the whole bedroom scene. She starts just
you don't have to. And then talking about it with the partner when he goes to the bathroom. Yeah, but Philip obviously is there. Suspicious. And somebody on Twitter said that Philip was wearing a me costume. Thanks for nothing. That was his old man disguise. Damn it.
I confused him with the guy from Est afterwards. I was wait, was he just dressing up as his mentor from Est?
Well, you see something that sticks in your mind. It's I'll try that one.
Yeah, it was good to see that Philip, picked up on that as well.
Yes, and if you've never seen Romancing the Stone, it's great. And Misha, poor Misha, makes it all the way to DC. Well, that cannot be easy for somebody who doesn't speak the language and just walked off a plane, at Kennedy.
I seriously thought they were going to do Misha. I was like, the poor journey home, or the long journey to America, and it's it just ends, and Philip never knew.
Right, well, and he's kind of in trouble back home, so I don't really know that that's such a great deal either, that they're going to put him back on a plane.
He's not going back. I know that. He's not going back, but it's...
can't he go to Cuba like they promised Martha? Come on, give the kid a break. He's seen some shit.
That poor kid.
But I think that Phillips, they're going to cross paths before the end of the season. I don't know if that means he's going to start going through the phone book and going to every travel agency in the DC metro area or what. But
hello, hi, are you my father? Are you my dad? Father, yes.
Daddy? Yeah. So that's poor guy.
And that's going to cause a lot of issues if Stan finds out. Misha just shows up, complicates things.
Well, in general, that sort of puts a big giant red target on them. And if he threatens to be that much of an obstruction, Frank Langella will kill him.
Yes.
Just to keep the mission alive.
Oh.
So.
Oh boy. It's how many more? What episode are we?
We're at episode 5, so we're not even at the midway point yet. So there's plenty left to unfold.
I'm so used to my Netflix shows, so I'm feeling.
I know you get that itch, the next one. All right, so The Americans, amazing stuff. Visit us next week. Thanks.
Bye.